Good evening again from Semani Enterprise Tutors, and our last tutorial we started a tutorial series on methods. Okay, so if you have not watched that video, I'll drop a link below. You can watch it so you can follow along. Alright, so this was our last file for our last tutorial. I've uploaded it already to my GitHub account, so you can always go there and check my GitHub repository now. And then what we treated last time was the void return type for a what's it called now, for a method. And then I remember saying that the void return type does not need to return anything. It's mostly used for when you just want the method to print out something. Okay, so just like we did here, we accepted the name from the user and then we display the username using this method. So the why methods are necessary is that if you were to do this manually, you would have to write this statement over and over and over, like 4 or 5 times in order to display 4 or 5 names. But with this, all you just have to do is just call the method and the username. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at the integer return type for a method. Alright, so we're going to have a method that will multiply two numbers that's passed in by the user. So we'll have a public static int now, not void. You know, the last time we had public static void, then the name of the method, but now we're going to have public static int. This is a return type. Then let's call the method get multiplication. Okay, and then in these parameters now you would indicate what data type of arguments you are expecting. Okay, so since we expect the user to send in numbers as integer values, we'll call the first value int number 1, okay, or int user input 1, and then the next one, in order to multiply, user input 2. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take the first method, the first number, and multiply it by the second one and return that value. So what we do is int multiply, or int multiplied num, or int results now. Okay, result is equals to user input 1 multiplied by user input 2. Okay, so your return statement now we then return what? Result. So result will be returned as the answer. Okay, so whatever we do here, whatever we get by the multiplication of these two, will be returned when this method is being called. Okay, scanner class, or a scanner object now that we can use to get the user input. Scanner, name of scanner, new scanner. Okay, and then system.in, alright, semicolon, then we display so that the user can know what he's entering. Enter first number. Okay, and then we need two variables that will be able to take the value of the two numbers being entered by the user now. So we'll then say number 1 is equals to scanner dot. Please, if you have not seen my tutorial on accepting value from the user, I'll drop the link below so you can watch it and then you can come back and follow with this tutorial. Right, so we're going to collect the second number, enter second number, and then we're going to still use this line of code, and then instead of number 1 we would receive number 2. Alright, so in order for us to display the result, we would have a statement like this: system.out.println. alright, the multiplication result, multiplication now, the result is, then we'll add what we'll get from this, and then the two numbers we're going to pass in is number 1 and number 2. Okay, so another method we can do is the get maximum. Okay, so let us write another method that will get us the maximum of the two numbers. And one other thing is a method the same name with the same what's it called now, with the same input type now. But there's what they call overloading of methods. We'll learn that in another series. But then let's call this get maximum. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to change this, and then we want to say if, okay, if number one, or if user input 1 is greater than user input 2, then we would return number 1 as the highest number now, or return user input 1 as the highest number. Else, okay, else return user input 2. Okay, so how this works is, if user input 1 is greater than user input 2, therefore user input 1 is the greatest, or is the maximum number. So what we are returning to whoever will be calling it will be what? User input 2. But if user input 2 is greater than user input 1, then we'll return what? User input 2. Okay, so let's have another method called get minimum. So we'll change this to get minimum. So instead of greater than, we'll just change the sign to less than. Okay, so another one we should be getting another method. Let's say get addition now. Okay, so this is just to get us acquainted with how it works. Now I want to show you another way. You know, here we had to multiply and keep the result in another variable, but you can just return it. You can return the result straight by saying return user input 1 plus user input 2. So you can either do it this way, or you can store the result in another variable and return that variable from whoever is calling. Okay, so for us to use this, we'll just copy this. Alright, so I'll paste it since we have 4 methods, 4, and then the multiply. Then we can see number is, we can change this to the minimum number is, then we can change this the addition result. So we'll change this to the same method name as maximum. Alright, then I'll go about this. Okay, so here we can change this to get minimum. That means I didn't spell that well. Okay, this should be get minimum. Then this should be get. So you can call it this way in a print statement, and then the result will be appended. You know, since we appended the result here, it will be displayed. But another way you can do it, okay, is to have an integer value of the same, or to have a variable of the same return type as the method. Then we can say int result. All right, then we can now say result now is equals to, let's say let's do the get addition now. Let's take this get addition. All right, is equals to get addition now. So the result we hold the return value of addition, which is user input 1 plus user input 2, and then instead of us displaying get addition here, all we'll do is we'll remove this and put the value of result. Okay, so here we've already called the method. So the when it sees result equals to get addition 1, get addition with the input with the parameters number 1 and number 2, code execution moves down here. Okay, so this method which returns the value of input 1 plus input 2 here, immediately this result gets its value, code execution continues with this, and then once it gets to the addition result, is the value in result will then be displayed. Okay, so let's run this and let's see and hope all the codes are working perfectly fine. Run as Java application. Let me just enlarge this. Alright, enter first number. I would enter 10 and my next number is 15. So the multiplication result is 150, the maximum is 15 and the minimum is 10. The addition result is 25. Alright, so that's how we deal with the integer return type. Our next tutorial is going to be, instead of, we've dealt with void return type, dealt with int return type, and then the next one we're going to be dealing with is char. Okay, so char are single letters. This CHAR like this. So it's going to be dealing with the return type, and we're going to be making a simple program that will impute, that will take in a score. The method is going to take in a particular score, and then the method is going to determine the grade, if it is an A grade or a B grade or a C grade or a D grade, as that. Okay, so please do come back and watch the next series. All right, thank you and God bless you.